Hey everybody, welcome to the Hamakua Homestead. If you're new here, my name is Tiffany and today we are water bath canning. We are getting today's recipe off of the National Center for Food and Home Preservation. Today's recipe is for spiced apple rings. This recipe calls for 12 pounds of apples. The reason that I'm doing this today is because I had extra apples left over and I didn't want them to go to waste. And I certainly do not have 12 cups. So today I am making a quarter of the recipe, but down below will be linked with the original recipe so you guys can make the full 8 to 9 pints. You're gonna start off with cutting your apples into about a half-inch rings. Then go ahead and submerge them into After you've removed your cores, go ahead and submerge your rings into an absorbic acid bath. This will help them from not turning brown while you're working on your other steps. Now it's time to go ahead and make our syrup. I'm going to tell you as the recipe goes because that's more than likely what you're going to end up making. Start out with 12 cups of sugar, 6 cups of water, 1 1/4 cups of 5% vinegar, 3 tablespoons of cloves. I thought it said 3 cloves. I fixed it, don't worry. 3/4 cup of red hot candies or cinnamon sticks. I didn't have either, so I ended up using ground cinnamon. And red food coloring for your enjoyment, very optional. Go ahead and bring this mixture up to a boil and then simmer for 3 minutes. Then go ahead and drain your apples and put those into your mixture. Let this cook down for 5 minutes. One of the main purposes of cooking down the apples is because apples are very porous. So there's a lot of air stuck in those apples. So cooking them down for those 5 minutes is going to let that air escape out of there and it makes for better safe canning practices. And go ahead and get your water bath canner ready. And then fill up your jars. We're looking for a 1/2 inch of headspace in this recipe. After your jar is full of apples, go ahead and fill the rest up with your syrup. Make sure you debubble. Wipe down your rims so there's no sugary, sticky mess stuck on there. Put on your lids and your rings. And into the water bath canner they go. Our water bath canner is getting nice and hot. So we're gonna wait for it to come to a full rolling boil before we start our timer. I ended up with 5 pints, by the way, out of 4 pounds of apples. After your 10 minutes is up, go ahead and turn off your heat, take off your lid, and wait a good 5 or 10 minutes before you take your jars out. And that's it, super, super simple. Now, with the particular apples that I had, I ended up with 5 pint jars of our spiced apples. Now, I plan on seeing how these go over as just snacks, but I also intend on trying them inside of like a tart or, but I definitely intend on trying them inside of a tart or like those little personal apple pie things. I think that that is definitely gonna be really delicious. Even just putting these with vanilla ice cream and some whipped cream on top, I think that is also going to make a fantastic dessert. Or maybe even putting them in the middle of a cinnamon roll. Either way, no matter how we end up using them, I am very excited to have more jars of food put up on the pantry shelf. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Hamakua Homestead. I'll see you again soon.